Hi guys, it's Negla. I'm here with a new video for the month of March 2018. It's going to be my reading for Twin Flames, for Divine Partners, and for anyone really on an ascension journey. I wanted to start my reading by appreciating everyone who has liked, shared my videos, and also for those who have just newly subscribed to my channel, and for those who are already subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate all you being in my life. Each one of you, I have a lot of appreciation and gratitude for your support, for your love, and for your viewership to what I do and to the work that I've been guided to bring in forward to humanity. I wanted to there's a lot that is coming in with the month of March, and I'm sure I'm going to be tapping into this in just a few minutes. But I wanted to share something with you guys that Spirit has been really wanting me to share with you. Is sometimes we watch these videos and we watch those readings, and we tend to keep the information mostly for ourselves if we really like the information and we resonate with. But what Spirit really has been guiding me and guiding me to say this to you guys is, when there is something that you really like and it resonates with you, or even if the parts of the video don't fully resonate with your especially if it's a reading, if it doesn't fully resonate with what you're doing currently or what you're going through currently, but there's some message that maybe you like, that Spirit wants us to keep sharing those messages of love and light, because even if it doesn't fully resonate with you, I mean all the way or 100% that video, it might make a huge difference for someone else who may need to hear those messages, because we're meant to bring love, we're meant to bring harmony, we're meant to bring balance into our lives. And if we only keep that balance only for ourselves, or those readings or whatever we resonate with only for ourselves, especially if we know that it's coming from a place of love and light, of course, with these readings, and there's plenty on the internet, of course, but if you feel that there is someone that you know who brings light and love and brings those energies that we need for helping others either awaken, or helping others opening up to love within them and becoming more authentic about them, then please share those videos. It's best that we share messages of love and light and harmony and compassion and understanding between us as humans right now, as we're going through this major shift on earth. Don't feel that the message has to stop just with you and it's just there to help you in your own life. But if there is a message there that maybe has helped you, or maybe there is a spiritual teacher that you really enjoy and you really like to listen to his or her messages, then bring forward those messages with light and trust your intuition by passing along those videos and those messages that are going to help others, and maybe they have a message that someone at that moment in time may need to listen to it, and a Spirit is always going to guide that person to hear the message that maybe you are going to be sharing. So always share the blessings of love, always share the blessings of light that needs to be shared. And also at the same time, which is something I need to bring forward as well, is Spirit has been definitely wanting to say that sometimes there are messages that seem on the surface that they are really good, but in the deepness of it, they're really not there for the highest good of humanity, because they tend to share messages about the victim mentality, or the idea that those people are bad, and is there maybe to tell you that there is always a separation between humanity. So please have this deciphering knowledge that comes from your heart about what you actually really share. It's very important right now that we have this intuitive guidance within us that really shows us what we need to do, and not just to share things. It doesn't matter who the person who's saying that piece of knowledge, or that piece of a meme or a saying or something like that. We have to decipher energies, and we have to learn how to master the skills of knowing what to share. When we are coming from a place of love within our heart, then the message that we are going to tend to share are going to bring more love and harmony, not only into our lives, but also bless other people. And I know that the internet, and whether it's Facebook or Instagram or all of these social media outlets that we have out there, there's so much information out there. And sometimes you know, we tend to share things that, frankly speaking, when I'm reading things like that, and I try not to connect so much to energies like that, but Spirit always guides me to read specific things, because I'm meant to share a specific message with you guys, and that's a message for the collective energy, is deciphering what we're reading, deciphering what energies we're bringing forward to others. When we're sharing something, then we're sharing something that's going to go into someone else's energy field, and we gotta be careful what we're sharing. No matter what the person is, no matter who the person is, it doesn't matter whether they're the most famous person or the most famous spiritual teacher. It doesn't really matter. What matters is where that person is coming from. Is it a place of love and sharing a heart opening experience with you, or sharing a divine message, a channeled message that is coming from absolute divine love? And when we're sharing something, we have to share a message that's going to be bringing in love, and bringing in more harmony into other people's lives, and really denouncing this whole idea of separation between us. Because there's sometimes people sharing things about how they look at the outside, or looking at those other people that you know, those people were discovering that people are bad, or discovering who are the good friends and the bad friends. We need to get away from this kind of mentality about it's them versus us, because there's no them and there's no us. We're all really one at the end of the day. We are all coming from the same spirit. We're all coming from the same divine source of love. We are all divine energy that runs with us. This is the energy that is about oneness. It's about not us versus them, or we are the awakened ones versus the unawakened ones, or the ones who are religious versus the one who are spiritual. We are truly all one. But what differs between us is where we are on our ascension journey, and who we are when it comes to opening us up more and more to our intuitive souls and our divine light. So please decipher energies, decipher the knowledge that you're sharing, and share the knowledge that brings love, harmony, compassion, and understanding between humans. It doesn't really matter who the person bringing in the energy or bringing in this information, because you could be following someone who's so famous and so you know, someone who's really known and so on, but that person not always is going to bring the best message that you have to share, and vice versa. Of course, it really is about trusting your heart and your intuitive messages. We work with oneness energies, not with separation energies. Anyway, I'm supposed to go into the reading, but I believe this is something that I had to say, and it's an energy that I had to talk about, and Spirit really wanted me to talk about. We are coming into the energies of the month of March, and it's kind of another interesting perspective for the month of March. I keep getting this whole idea that the month of March is a reflection to the month of January. If you recall, and for those who have been following my YouTube channel, following my videos, at the beginning of the month of January, I did a video about the outlook for 2018, and I did another video also by mid-January about specific things that I had to bring forward. And what I keep feeling with this month of March is there are going to be things happening during the month of March that are absolutely going to be a reflection to the things you've been going through in the month of January. Again, this month of March has two full moons. The one that just happened March 1st, and I'm recording this today, March 4th. But there's the full moon in the March 1st, and again there's another full moon at March 31st. So we have a start with a full moon and an end with a full moon, and then we have, of course, the new moon coming in March 17th. So again, there's definitely a full reflection here with the month of January. So I want you to take this time and do this exercise, is to maybe a little bit go back into your month of January and remember what was happening in the month of January in your life, and understand that this month of March is going to be another kind of reflection of what kind of shift is going on for you regarding what you were going through in January. See, like in January we're realizing things, but in the month of March we're actually working on shifting what we were working on into a higher level of shifts going through in the month of March. Um, the month of February, and I know a lot of you guys and a lot of us, and actually, and this is a very general message for the general collective, is many of us have been going through intense changes in our bodies and into our chakra system. If um, at the beginning of February, I wrote about a channel message that I received and a download I was receiving about the intense changes in our bodies and the widespread illnesses and strange things that our bodies were going through. A lot, of course, and you will probably know what was going on also in your body if you've had flu-like symptoms and the aches and the changes in your body, and there's so much going on. Not feeling good or under the weather in the month of February. And I wrote about, I think probably around the February 8th, I wrote about that on my Facebook group page, Soul Speak. And please follow my Facebook group page, because this is really where I get like the information that I download at the moment and explain so much of what was happening. And back then in February, I wrote about an intense chakra clearing system or intense energies that are helping us clear our chakra system. We've been getting ready for that. And if you follow all the energy reports that I do, and I don't do too many of them, but I bring in the times when something is coming, and we've been going on with this energy of that full detachment from our egos. And that has been happening even since the month of September. We went through November, the 1111 gateway back in November, and then we went into another huge shift and another vortex of energy coming in to work with our bodies. And back in February also, we started getting those intense energies that are coming in to clear our chakra systems, as well as bring in another upgrade for our chakras as well. Because our bodies are there to catch up with the energies that we're also going through spiritually, because we get the spiritual information first, and then over time our physical bodies start to reflect this spiritual change with us. And that's why we keep going into different crossroads, different stop signs where we have to keep catching up between both. And this is an ongoing energy. This is an ongoing process. It is not a one and done energy, especially when we're working with changes in our bodies to really reflect a lot more light and to become more of that light body, the crystalline body, and our DNAs actually are able to really be awakened, awakening our dormant DNAs, also changing our DNAs and changing our cell structure to allow us to become a higher energy vibration beings. So please follow the things that I, the energy reports and the things that I write about, so you understand what the energy that I'm reading right now. Again, this energy that I'm reading is a collective energy. And when I'm seeing things in energy, in many of the instances that what I see, some of the information are for that now moment. Some of the information that I bring forward also explains what was happening in the past, and I don't dwell too much in the past, but sometimes when we understand how our process is going along, we get to understand where we are in this now moment. And a lot of the information I also bring in is more manifestation kind of energy or futuristic. We manifest our futures in this now moment, and that's why Spirit always guides us to work with this now moment right now, whether we want to manifest a change in our past, manifest changes in our current present, and also manifesting changes in our future. We're always working with this now moment. And one of my latest readings, and I believe also at the beginning of the month of February, I channeled something from Archangel Raziel about the life review and understanding how we're meant to see our past, present, and future, because they're really all the past, present, and the future moments are all happening in this now moment. And if you actually take time to understand what it means to work with multiple timelines, multiple dimensional sides of your soul, then you're going to understand why the now moment is where we're always going to be. And the now moment is where we're going to be able to see things clearly and also manifest what we want to see in our tomorrow. So when it comes to this reading, one of the important things about the month of March, and I'm going to be tapping into Spirit right now, and I'm going to open my channels right now to any other specific messages about the month of March. The month of March, the full moon that came, they call the war moon, or sap moon, and it has many different sayings. And I know usually I tap into my the Native American ancestry that I have within me, or my past lives, and I've had a couple of Native American lives, but one of them is more relevant to the knowledge that I have to be bringing in, because it's really fully relating to my mission. But also I keep getting this feeling that these moons in the month of March for me, or for what I need to be bringing in, are going to be reflective of the knowledge that we have from ancient Egypt. And I feel very guided towards that right now. I've had two interesting past lives in ancient Egypt, and also, of course, you know, my Egyptian origins, I am born Egyptian. This is my cultural bringing as well. So I have this divine connection to that life as well, not just by nationality or just by being brought up in the culture, but I also connect very much with my ancient Egyptian roots and my ancient Egyptian ancestry, because being in that life, and I remember my past lives, and remember many of the things that I had to learn back then, and the things that I need to bring forward as well with that past life. And the reason why ancient Egyptians, they love the month of March, or that time of the year, because this is the spring, the time when spring really comes, and it has a divine connection to the River Nile, the idea of the seeds that are being brought forward. And I keep feeling that I'm going to be connecting with, bringing a message from Goddess Maat. Goddess Maat is the goddess of fairness. It's a justice system. And I want to tune into what her message is for us, why she's coming forward right now. Well, what she's saying right now, she's saying that divine knowledge is going to be coming forward to those who have been doing a lot of work. Her work really with us is all about showing us a change in our perception of how we view life, how we view justice, how we view our lives as being fair and just to us. And she wants me to refer to the reading that I've done at the beginning of February, because I brought in a quick message from her as well in the video, and she wants us to go back kind of and to look into that message about justice and how we view the idea of fairness into our lives. And what she's saying is that sometimes we have to change the way we perceive life, because if we keep perceiving life as being unfair to us, or the happenings that are going on with our lives as being unfair, for example, or unjust, then we are actually opening us up to more unfairness, or that's how we're going to be perceiving it. She's saying that just as much as in ancient Egypt, for example, they looked at the River Nile as the bringer, or as the life force that goes from Upper Egypt to Lower Egypt, because Upper Egypt is the south of Egypt, and then the river Nile flows from the south to the north of Egypt. And what she's saying is, as much as the ancient Egyptians considered life relating to this river, this flow of energy that goes from, of course, it's not only in Egypt, it's also in other African countries, that life force that moves from one place to the other. And she wants us to see the idea of fairness, or the idea of just rewards, and the idea of bringing in the manifestation of our desires as the idea of the river Nile, the idea of the flow of energy, the open flow of energy. She's saying that, for example, in ancient Egypt, people were never angry at the river Nile, even though it said that, of course, Egypt is, has a lot of desert lands, and the dependence on water is so crucial, because the river Nile is the lifeline. That's the blood that actually goes through the veins of Egypt. And as much as ancient Egyptians, for example, looked at the river Nile, that's the only source of light, is the only source of their life, really. This is how they grow their crops, especially around the Nile Valley, anywhere around the river Nile, which is still, until now, Egypt really depends on that. Just as much as that ancient Egyptian looked at the river Nile as a source of life, they also never looked at it as being unfair to them when there's drought, or when the river Nile is not flowing abundantly as it always did. But the months of spring are important, because the river Nile starts to flow, and the life force of Egypt goes along. And Maat here is explaining to us this analogy, because she wants me to keep explaining this a little bit more. It's the analogy of how our thoughts about our lives really helps us perceive what we have. See, in ancient Egypt, when the Nile didn't flow as much, they never blamed the water, they never blamed the river Nile itself, but what they looked into it, and that's the spiritual side of ancient Egypt, for example, they looked at it as a way, as what is it that they have done that didn't allow that flow of abundance into their lives. And they looked at it from a spiritual perspective, as what is it that they need to change within them, so the river Nile can actually flow with light, with love and light, and abundance of water, so they can grow their crops and they can have their livelihoods really flowing. And she's showing us right now, as we flow our thoughts, and as we always judge our thoughts from the perspective of understanding why what's happening in our now life really is a reflection of how our thoughts are flowing, is the idea of the fair and just rewards. She wants me to talk about the idea of the victim mentality, and I feel this is really going on right now. The idea that others are affecting everything about us, and our reactions are only a reaction to their actions, really. And she wants us to understand that we have to take our power back when it comes to our thought process, especially if we want to see a manifestation of abundance in our lives, abundance of love, abundance of finances, abundance of career changes, abundance of happiness, abundance of anything that we want to have in our lives. She's really asserting on this whole idea that don't blame the water, don't blame the river Nile, or don't blame the flow of life. Don't blame the flow, but actually work with that flow and understand what's within you that you need to be changing, so you can actually go and flow happily and with ease with that river of life. Thank you. Okay, so this is another quick message of divine knowledge that we need to know from ancient Egypt. I think I'm supposed to go into my readings right now. So I'm going to be, I pulled up some cards for our divine masculine, our divine feminine energies. But also Spirit wants me, this is going to be a little long video. So a few things that I pulled the different cards, different sets of cards for our divine masculine, our divine feminine energies. Again, of course, they're not gender specific. These energies represents parts of us, but also maybe one of the two energies are going to be fully representing who you are. If you are a divine masculine energy or a divine feminine, but still seeing both sides of the story is always very important. Because we are meant to balance our divine feminine and divine masculine energies. One of the things about what's happening with the collective energies for twin flames, divine partners, and those on an ascension journey is a few things going on right now, and I'm going to show you some cards. The first card is gratitude. The second is awakening. The third is patience when it comes to the energies of healing that we're going on. So both sides of our divine feminine and divine masculine energies are going through specific healings that relating to all these different three things. The idea of being patient, the idea of more and more awakening to our own divine consciousness that is awakening within us, and also feeling gratitude to the journey that has brought us where we are today. And when it comes to romance, it's not a surprise that the card that came for the romance is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. This is about, again, the idea of patience, because divine timing, Archangel Michael said it to me before, divine timing is perfect timing. And what is perfect timing? Perfect timing is the ideal alignment between the vibration of what you actually desire with the vibration of what you really desire, like where you are, what you want to have in your life, and what you want to manifest in your life, fully lining up with what you really want to bring in. It's like a balance between two things, something within you that's going to be matched with something outside of you as well. And this is really what divine timing is that we are matched for what we want to bring in. Another thing that they wanted me to show as well about the what is in the middle between in the collective energy is the wheel. It's Archangel Michael, and it's a major arcana, and it's a 10 card. A time, a positive change, a situation suddenly move forward. Fortune is on your side. And this is mainly about our mission, about our life purpose. Archangel Michael helps us with not just shielding and protecting our energies, but also helps us with our divine mission and life purpose. And the wheel here brought in by Archangel Michael means that we are now getting ready for a new cycle and a new beginning in the way we view our mission, our life purpose. I feel very much that the number 10 here, of course, is 10 is about completions, but also the number 1 here is a new manifestation. And so many are going through that transition, because I feel with this wheel, it's like a wheel is turning. At the beginning, when the wheel is turning, it's maybe it's a little heavy, or it just takes its time, it's a little slow. But then once that wheel starts to take its momentum, then things are going to be starting to flow. And I feel this is just a general message about the month of March for us. So let's see what came in for our divine masculine. I didn't see those cards, so I just pulled the cards, and I wanted to talk about the energy here. So let's see what's happening with I'm going to start with our divine feminine. Actually, the spirit wants me to start with the divine feminine energy, because not just because sometimes the divine feminine energies tend to focus more on what's happening with our divine masculine, but also I feel that starting with the divine feminine energies is important also for the divine masculine, because it represents important change in how our divine masculine sees and works with its own divine feminine energy. See, the feminine energy is more about the reflection of our intuition, our soul prompts, and how we work with our souls and how we move based on the love within us. It's about our nurturing energy. So it's very important right now, and that's why I'm going to start with what's happening with the divine feminine energies. Beautiful first card. I'm just seeing the cards right now with you guys. The first card is power. Let me tap into that card really quickly. I feel very much the month of March for the divine feminine energies is many of them are going to take the time to come into their own power, really open up. If you look at that divine feminine there, and you got a couple of just like look like cats, leopards. Um, this is about her really tapping into her own divine power. So the divine feminine energies are going to be focusing more and more on bringing in the energies in their lives and the healing that they need to feel that they are really taking their power back, um, knowing knowing how to proceed and when to stop, when to rest and when to work. Also, not about accepting what is less than what they desire. It's about claiming their own power, going with it, and um, and really standing behind their ideas. This is our divine feminine energy standing in their own power and becoming where they express openly what life means to them, what their divine feminine energy is all about. The second card that came for our divine feminine, I love the card. The second card is reflection. Again, it's the same thing that I just said with the first card. Reflection here is about not rushing into things, taking time to meditate and going within. Our divine feminine energies are actually tapping into that power of meditation, tapping into the power of understanding understanding themselves. And for those who may not be fully doing that, again, these are the messages that March is going to be representing for the divine feminine, is to take the time away, take the time to go within, not having to be on the go all the time, or not having to be everything for everyone at the same time, but it's about taking time to honor, nurture themselves, and literally listening. This is a card about listening to divine knowledge, listening to intuition. The third card for the divine feminine is discernment. Beautiful card for our divine feminine. Again, discerning energies, discerning actions, discerning. I feel that's a reflection to what I've been talking about at the beginning of this video, which I had to channel for you guys. This is about, again, discerning people, discerning how they spend their time, discerning what brings them power and energy, what brings them their own knowledge back into life, versus what's not for their highest good. And we're going to have to be mastering this level of discernment. When we are going through our ascension journey, there are few things and many things for others. There are energies that we have to kind of master how to do. We have to master energies of balancing. We have to master energies of understanding our divine knowledge when it comes to discernment, for example. So we're being guided to know a lot more about our thought process. So I feel this is also about our thought process. What kind of thoughts that we have that we're working with? Are we working with the idea of self-limiting beliefs, or are we understanding that we are unlimited beings of light and we can bring anything into our life if we wanted to, or if we actually perceive it happening in this now, and also work with our manifestation? There's a lot more coming in with this discernment card, and I feel many of you are going to be understanding this on different levels, what it relates to when it comes to your life, if you take the time and actually meditate on it. When it comes to romance, our divine, let me see what we got for our divine feminine. Oh wow, okay, so the first card coming for our divine feminine is for yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Okay, I'm just uncovering those cards right now with you. Again, when it comes to our romance, we have to go into our own divine power. It's the same reflection that in order for us to match our vibration, for example, especially when we're working with our twin flame energies, if we truly want to align ourselves with our twin, with our divine masculine twin, or even aligning ourselves more and more with our own divine feminine energies, then we have to work with the idea of freeing ourselves from what really holds us back. And this is really what's going to bring the union, or the physical manifestation of the union into your life. Of course, each journey can be different, but when we're bringing in such a high level of a vibration, especially with twin flames, are a high level of a vibration between two people, and again with also with divine partners as well, but especially if you're working with the twin flame energies right now, it is about unconditional love, and unconditional love is free love. It is free and clear of the old templating and the old ways of perceiving things, the old way of thinking about things, the old way of doing, being, and taking action. Romance in the divine feminine collective is going to be dependent right now on this idea of keeping pace with the idea of freeing yourself from what holds you back, what really limits your beliefs about romance, what limits your beliefs about your ability to bring in love to your life. So take time to go within. I feel very much this whole month of March right now is about taking time to go within, taking time to take a necessary action that you feel guided to, that will bring you this freedom. The second card, let your friends help you. About ask for and accept support from others. This is about our romance side. Let me tap into what this is about letting go of our ego, really, and connecting more and more with our divine self. When we let go of our ego, then we're able to hear messages of love actually, louder in our ears. With this card right now, I'm feeling this is about the divine feminine, allowing again, and I know I've brought this same kind of message forward before, but they're saying that you have to connect with your intuitive guidance, connect with your guides, connect with your soul really, by taking that time away to reflect on what you need to be doing, what you need to change within you so you can bring in that manifestation that you really desire. And take time to go with the process. I feel also this could be about our own egos really preventing us sometimes from listening to divine guidance that may be coming to us from a soul family friend, a really trusted soul in our lives, that we may be sometimes closed to it. But what really makes a difference is in our romance life, for example, is allowing the flow of love and the flow of knowledge to come through us. Actually, I feel it's this is about connecting also to our ancestral past, because it's going to explain why things are happening maybe in our romance. This idea again of past lives. Past lives are not only in a past tense, but past lives are multiple timelines and multiple dimensions where our soul actually resides right now. So the idea that we work with the now moment, because in this now moment you can actually change your past, change your current moment, and change your future, because it's actually already happening all at the same time. So work with that. The third card is true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. this is a card about our divine partners, our divine twin flames, our divine masculine. It's about us honoring that love that we know that we have within us. And I feel also that we have to be more open to this idea that this love truly exists. The idea of unconditional love exists for us. But it has to exist within us first before it exists in our physical manifestation of this life. We have to believe true love. If we don't believe in it, then it's not going to happen. It's not going to be fully showing. And I feel that the divine feminine need to make that decision. Are they committed to divine love? Are they committed to true love? Or are they just wanting it without committing to the work that needs to be done to heal? So your union actually heals. Your union with your twin flame will heal when you commit yourself to that love. When you fully understand that that love exists in the now, and will exist in the future. It's not going to go away. It just doesn't go away. You have a divine partner, and that divine partner has been with you through many, many lifetimes. You've had many experiences together. And even in this now moment, even if you are in a physical disconnection or a physical kind of separation with your twin flame or the divine partner, if you're not even talking, it doesn't mean that there's no connection that is happening between you and your divine partner. The connection is always there. The divine messages are always there. Because when we're working with this kind of energy, we're working with our intuition, we're working with our 5D or 6D, we're working with our multidimensional being of our soul. And when we learn to understand those messages, those signs and synchronicities that are happening in our life, then we're going to be able to actually understand what this love is showing us and what the mission that you and your divine partner are working on. What is it that's within you that you need to heal, so you can heal also that union in a physical sense also with your divine partner. I'm feeling a lot of spirits right now, so please forgive me. There's so much coming in for all of us. There's a lot of messages coming in, and you guys are connecting with me, and I want to bring in the message that might resonate with most of you. Again, so this is a general reading, so I'm bringing in messages from a collective energy. The card that I also pulled for our divine feminine regarding careers, finances, life purpose, and mission. So let's see what came in for our feminine. The Three of Water. A celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. They need to have more fun. The Suit of Water here in these cards are about emotions, about deepness in our emotions. It's about how we feel about things. With this card, when it comes to our mission and our life purpose, when it comes to careers and finances, for our divine feminine energy, this is a great time for us. Spirit is saying with this card is happy partnerships are coming along for many of you. And really the main message of this card that I'm getting right now is actually have fun with your mission. If you're not having fun with your mission, then the mission is going to be really boring. I feel very much this is a card about celebrating your mission, celebrating in happiness, and having a lot more joy when you're working. If you're working on a mission, if you're working on your life purpose, if you're working on a career, if you're not enjoying your career, if you're not enjoying what you're doing in this now moment, then seek what really fulfills your soul, what brings you happiness and fulfillment, and truly is about having fun in what you do. Like when I'm working, for example, when I'm working with spirit and I do readings, and frankly speaking, doing readings with other people and doing the healing sessions that I do, it becomes intense at sometimes, like, because I work with love, and I do have a lot of love for everyone that I work with, and even the ones that I don't even work with, I have love for you guys. There are things that happen that we have to really enjoy. if my mission really is about my connection to spirit. I connect to spirit, I connect and I channel messages, I connect, and I'm a medium as well, so I get to see spirits, I get to do all these things, and at times it can become really intense, but at times it becomes really funny. Like there are things, spirits come and connect with me. For example, I had this this spirit, and I'm telling you the story just because it was funny. I had this spirit that came to me a few days ago, and it was someone who passed away back in Egypt. That's someone a lady that I used to know. I used to go know at my hair salon. It was a really wonderful lady, and she came to me, and I haven't connected with her since she passed. Maybe I had a quick message from her a few years ago, but lately she came to me, and I was just, it was nice to hear from her, but also I was asking her, like, why are you connecting with me? And she gave me a recipe for a facial mask that I'm supposed to do, and it's a natural facial mask. So again, these are things that happen, for example, when it comes to my mission, whether I get to see a spirit or when I do see things, these are parts of my mission also that brings me love, happiness, and joy. And you have to have joy with what you're doing, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter whether you're doing readings for other people, or if you are cooking for other people, or you're playing music for other people. That's your passion. If you're painting, if you're an engineer, if you're a doctor, or if whatever field you're in, honor that and honor your connection with that field. If what you're doing right now, and this is a strong message for our divine feminine, if what you're doing in this now moment, whether it's a job, it's a career, it's your mission, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then stop. Take a moment, and again, truly, as the divine feminine is being advised to reflect, what is it that you're doing in this now moment that is not bringing you joy? Is it the job? Is it the career? Or is it the way you're doing it? Is the way you're reflecting your energy in what you're doing? So take the time to celebrate your mission. Take the time to celebrate your life purpose. Have fun with the syncs and synchronicities in your mission. Take time to walk in nature if you can. Take time to take salt bath. Take time for you to nurture your intuition, because if you don't have passion in what you're doing, then your manifestation in what you're doing is not going to be fully abundant. You're going to be struggling with your manifestation of what you're doing. Have fun and really celebrate your journey, celebrate where you are today. This is our divine message for our feminine. So and I know this connects also with our male and masculine energies as well. Let me go in and look at what our divine masculine energies are going through in the month of March. So, okay, so the first card when it comes to their healing and what they're focused on is beauty. Oh gosh, I love this card. I love roses, so with all the colors of roses. And this pink color. It's interesting. I get this card a lot for our divine masculine, but what I feel with this card again in the month of March is our divine masculine is tapping into this idea of what is beautiful in their lives. Again, it's the more recognition of the availability of love and the availability of love that they are worthy of. I feel many of them are reaching this point where they're very grounded in their knowledge that, and if you watch my readings, you see them going back and forth in different feelings, and feelings about what is it in them that is worthy of being loved. And they're seeing themselves from different perspectives, and they keep going back and forth in that knowledge about what love is for them. What is Spirit wants me to say with this? They're saying, the guys now are saying they're beautifying their lives. Beautifying their lives means that they're going to be focused on what things that they need to bring in to make their lives beautiful in their own eyes, like to really help them reflect what the beauty is within them in their outside life. But also it's helping them make changes, whether it be it friends, whether it be it works, career, people, family, connections, distractions. They're going to be working with all these energies to change life, so it is a life that they really desire for themselves. And I feel with this card also is that, again, the divine masculine is focusing and grounding their energy of tapping into their feminine side, tapping into their own divine feminine counterpart, because they are tapping into their divine counterpart, whether they're tapping into them subconsciously, even during their sleep, during their times when they're letting go and they're in the flow, for example, listening to music or doing something that they really love. They are tapping into their divine feminine knowledge, and some of them consciously do it by either, if they can see their divine feminine, either connect with them in physical communication, or seeing them, or connecting to them even in their thought process as well. They're tapping into their divine feminine very much. That's their side. That's why I wanted to, Spirit wanted me to start with the divine feminine energies first. The second card coming for our divine masculine is trust. I like this card. I feel with this card now, it's for the divine masculine trusting their own process. They are also trusting their transformation. Like, see, there's another message is coming, I have to say it as well. She has butterfly wings, and this represents the energy of transformation. They are out of their cocoon. They're actually getting out of their cocoon to turn. And that transformation has been a long process for some of them, and they've been working really hard for that process, but it's coming now. The idea of the deer, the stag, this is about wisdom. This is also about trusting their own wisdom, because the deer or the stag, or in Native American culture, that relates to the idea of wisdom. It's the elder time in their lives. The elder time means that they are tapping more into their own wisdom, and not only tapping into it, they're actually trusting their intuition, and they're moving along with it. And that's why things are transforming beautifully for them, and they're understanding the process much more. This is a more intelligent connection with their divine feminine energy, connecting with their own divine masculine intuition. They are reaching more maturity in their thoughts, more maturity in their wise selections of thoughts, wise selections of actions and reactions as well. I feel very much that many of them have been watching the divine feminine transform, and it's really pulling them forward as well. They're seeing the changes in the divine feminine, and they've been watching them over time, even if they're not fully connecting with them in a physical sense, but they're connecting with them in a spiritual sense, because we're always connected with each other. So for some of them, they're understanding now more about what this twin flame energy is, what this union energy is all about, what unconditional love really means, and they're transforming beautifully with it. They're gaining their own wisdom with it. Let's see what the third card is all about. Love it. It's balance. So they're working on balancing many things in their lives. And the first card I talked about here is about bringing in beauty in their life and beautifying their life. And when you're beautifying your life, you're actually bringing in more balance. They really focus on the idea what brings them balance into their lives, and what really helped, let me say, what helps them vibrate at their optimum and their highest vibration. That is actually all about their souls. So they want to vibrate higher. They want their lives to manifest higher energy manifestation of rewards, of love, of careers, of finances, and they're understanding now how anything that is manifesting in their life is connecting to their idea of balancing things out for them. Beautiful card for our divine masculine. I love this card. Beautiful card. Let's see what's happening with their romance. First card. What's working in the romance life right now is this energy. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moment. And all the cards are actually all talking about the same kind of idea. Is that idea of seeing our life and our process as a continuation of our growth and our awakening. For the romance side of the masculine, like that love within them, they're actually understanding that they have to forgive themselves. They have to forgive themselves for the actions that they have done, whether it was towards their divine feminine, or the actions that they have done that in their minds were maybe the wrong actions, whether they connected with a karmic, whether they are still with a karmic connection, or it could be with their families as well. So they're understanding that if they don't have forgiveness for themselves about why they had to take these actions, then moving into a higher vibration of love would be really hindered. I feel this is about them gaining that wisdom. Is because nothing happens in our life randomly. Everything that's happening in the masculine life, and they're understanding this now, is it had to happen that way. It had to happen so they are where they are today. It had to happen in that way so they gain that knowledge. So they healed up parts of them that saw them in those self-limiting beliefs about them, about their worthiness of love, about their ideas of what love that they can bring into their lives. And it's also about their divine feminine partner. They're actually understanding why they have to seriously let it go. Like let go, release with love, and healing what they feel in them about why are they so hard on themselves when it comes to love, and when it comes to what they did in their actions regarding love. So they're understanding this very much right now. They're working on this idea of letting go and healing. So they're flowing more with ease. Let's see what the second card. Again, another element of, seriously, the messages are amazing. The second card in love is trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Did I see trust here before? I did see trust. Look at that. Like this, trusting in their healing. And now they have to trust their divine partner. They have to trust that love that is going on between them and their divine feminine. This is a very strong message apparently for our divine masculine, because it's coming twice for them. I feel this is about them also trusting the connection with our divine feminine, with their divine feminine, because again, this is a connection that is divinely guided. With your twin flame, this is a very strong high vibration energy of love, and is divinely guided. It's a process, and there are a lot of energies that go in, and energies of our spirit guides, the angels, ascended masters working with us. We work with multiple energies to align things for our divine masculine, our divine feminine to work together, so they get into that union and that physical manifestation of their union. And the divine masculine now are working on that idea of trusting their divine feminine. Not that they mistrusted their divine feminine, but maybe for some of them, they're remembering things that happened in their past lives with the divine feminine that brought them a lot of pain, not because whether the divine feminine has abandoned them in the past, or maybe there are a lot of death that happened for, that either partners had to watch the other one. It's about healing that past and healing that connection with the divine feminine, and trusting that love is going to be the energy that's going to move that union. So they are trusting their partners. They are trusting that that love is absolutely real. And even if things in the physical life is not fully showing them that, they have to follow their guidance of their intuition, the syncs and synchronicities, to understand that this love within them is real, that love with their divine feminine is absolutely real. Great card for our divine masculine. The third card, release your ex. This, the time, the video stopped, but so the third card for the divine masculine is release your ex. Again, the time has come to clear your energy. Again, this is another card of releasing for our divine masculine. So this month of March is going to be very important for them to really clear their energies and clear their thoughts from a karmic connection. I feel some of them are clearing also. I feel some of them are actually clearing their past connection with their divine feminine, and it's not in a past life. This is actually in this lifetime. So maybe they have fights with their divine feminine. They had maybe a disconnection with their divine feminine. So they're working on healing all these energies. It's an intense time for them. This is a lot going on for them. But I feel it's important right now because the month of March is going to support them, and the energies of the full moons are going to support them with that. See, when we're working with a full moon, the full moon is an energy of illumination. And each moon, of course, comes with a different kind of illumination. See, with that light of the moon, we get to see the highlights of what we need to be working on. So work with that. And when it comes with the new moons, for example, we are there to open up our fields of knowledge of our manifestation and to open up to the new beginnings. So we have to release, and the month of March started with the full moon. So this is going to be an energy is carrying forward with the month of March. It's going to be a lot of releasing, a lot of purging. And many of them are going to be consciously doing that. And I feel for some of them, they are definitely making the choice to let go of a karmic connection or a karmic marriage, a karmic relationship, or things that are still connected to a karmic situation in their lives. It's very important for them to tap into that. They have to be releasing things like that because that's how they're going to be bringing in a lot more balance. So they have to release feelings within them. And especially that relates to a karmic situation. Even karmic healing with their divine feminine as well. They have to be moving away from that because they have to detach from that old thoughts, old perceptions. Let me look into what's happening with their life purpose, careers, and finances. Okay, so apparently we're going to be working a lot with the Suit of Water. Every time I do a Divine Masculine, it's mostly the Suit of Water. So it's a 5 of Water. Things not turning out the way you'd hope, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilt milk. This is an energy of change, so I have to tap into the energy of a 5. The 5 here is about change. So they're going through the change. And I feel some of them are going through major changes when it comes to their careers and finances. Because again, they've been tapping into their intuition and they're tapping into their divine knowledge of their souls. And they have to be happily moving into a transition period where they're moving away from a career or from a job or from something they're spending a lot of their energy on that does not bring them that fulfillment. And it feels here also that many of them have already started to understand what their divine life purpose is and what their mission is all about. And they're working towards it because that's the energy of the 5 here. And the water here is bringing their emotions. So it's not about that they have multiple emotions. So for some of them, they're actually working towards that change because they're tapping into their mission, their life purpose, and they're happily moving into it. But also, as they're moving into that new mission and their life purpose, and maybe they're leaving a career behind that they've been knowing and doing for such a long time, and they're really good at, but at the same time, it's not fulfilling for them because it's not really their mission. It's not really their life purpose. Or maybe it's a limiting career. They can't really be who they are when they're doing it, when they're working in that field. So they're working happily and For some of them, it's coming with some fear because they're afraid of what's going to happen. Because again, when we're working with those shifts and those transitions, we see those fears coming up, but they're coming up because we have to heal them. They're not coming up randomly. It's coming up because we have to face them, and we have to face that fear of the change as well. And I feel for many of them, they're being guided also to trust their intuition and to let go of their past with love. Even they're moving through that transition, but what they don't understand is, and that's what's here that I'm seeing with this card. There are 5 cups in this card. 3 of them are spilled and 2 of them are happy and full. They're showing them that even if they're letting go of something that they've known so well, or a career they've known so well, or maybe a way of doing their career that they've done like a routine, bringing in those changes are like going to be those 2 cups that they're not seeing. And I'm seeing also with these 2 cups, again, that is the number 2 here, and it's about the balance. Again, the change is going to bring them into balance, into more balance, and they're going to bring more balance into their life. The cards are just amazing right now, talking to each other, literally, in everything. So everything is lining up. This is absolute balance coming in. It's an energy of bringing balance. Even if we're not at our optimum balance in the month of March, we're going to be working towards it. It's an energy that's going to keep us going forward. So they have to tap into that knowledge that even if they're leaving behind something, they have to look forward to the positivity of what's coming with the new. And if they're feeling the love in their hearts for what they really want to do, then they have to trust their intuition, because it's a manifestation of what's bringing into their lives. It's bringing in happiness, and it's also connected to the romance as well. Because the 2 cups here are I feel this more about them connecting with the romantic partner, with their divine partner, with their divine feminine as well. Because that balance is going to be needed to harmonize the union in physical. And also, it's about them also tapping into being in their highest good. I mean, if you're spending 8 hours of your day or 9 hours of your day being in a job or being in a career or being in a situation, even if it relates to finances, because some, for example, some either work with their, partners, families. Some will have jobs connecting to long-term partnerships that they have formed, or things that maybe worked for them in the past, but now it's coming with a change. They're no longer feeling it. They're no longer feeling that connection with that career or the way that they have been doing that career. So maybe they're going to be continuing in that same career, but doing it in a different way, or connecting with different partners who maybe are more of their soul family. And maybe some of them are going to be fully honoring that full change to work into their mission. It just really depends on each situation right now. Of course, these are, again, general readings. And if, personal readings see much more than that. So they are working with that. That's an energy of the 5. It's a beautiful, calming energy. And even if it's really feeling the confusion or instability with the change, but every little step that we're going to be making is going to be bringing in more harmony and more balance with that change. With this reading, I also felt guided that I needed to pull a goddess energy card, because we're going to be definitely working with the goddess energy here this month of March. It's going to be important that we tap into that side. And I want to see that card first, and then if I feel guided, I will see what else is coming with this reading. So the goddess card that we're working with is Maat. Cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Beautiful card for us. This is about the moon cycles. It's about the energy cycles that we work with. This is about connecting more with the intuition that comes with the moon cycles. And again, this whole reading is all about that. It's about understanding how we are fully connected to this universe. Moon cycles are very important for us, and our ancient ancestors knew how to work with the moon. Um, they knew how the moon is there to support the energies of manifestation, support the energies of healing. It literally is our one of the ways we also connect to this universe, as multiple other things. Of course, we connect with the sun energy, we connect with different planetary energies, we connect with the Mother Earth energy, but the moon cycles are also important. And especially this reading, because I'm doing it at the beginning of March, and we're still working with the energy of that full moon. That full moon was so potent and so strong, and many of us, and I personally felt it, felt its energy even a week or maybe 10 days even before it started, was building its energy, and it's still going on right now. It's about taking that time to reflect, taking time to meditate, taking time to honor that energy of what is it that is being highlighted in your life at this moment. And this moon, again, connecting with what we need to know about the moon cycles, because when we reach that time of around the mid-March, the 17th, we're going to be getting into that new moon energy. So as we get to learn what's happening in the first 2 weeks of March, we are offered an opportunity to again boost our manifestation, our actions, our thoughts with the energy of the new moon. So we can continue again working on what we need to heal and what we need to focus on in our lives in the month of March. And by, again, the end of March, we're going to see that another full moon, which is going, and it's they call it the blue moon because it's a second full moon in the same month. So it's going to show us another set of illumination. And I'm sure if you follow astrology, you're going to understand more about what's happening on a planetary. So Mercury retrograde is also coming in March. I think so, and there's Jupiter also. So there's plenty of things coming with astrology, and I'm not an astrologist, but if you follow astrology, you're going to understand more and more of how the planets are going to be affecting your life, affecting us in this month of March. It's going to be an important month for all of us. So tap into that knowledge that was brought forward in this reading, and see what in it is resonating with you, what really is being brought to you, and open your heart, open your mind to the messages that are coming in if you want to resonate with this. So this is our energy for the month of March. I hope you understand the message that the divine is bringing you forward with the illuminated full moons in the month of March. If you would like your own private personal reading with me, please go to my website, soulspeak.com, to see all my services and what I can help you with when it comes to healing, when it comes to divine messages that you need to listen to or hear at this moment, twin flame readings, of course, and healing sessions that I do. Also, for those who just want to let you know that my wait period now for readings is as much more at a minimum of 3 or 4 weeks now for my readings. So understand that everything takes time, and when I'm bringing those messages and when I'm doing my readings and sessions, I have to be at my utmost highest vibration. So my readings are also healing for you, not just information. That's really what I bring in. I bring in energy with my readings, and I want you to understand that everything comes at its own divine timing, and everything comes with the message that you need to understand and hear at the moment. So bear with me. If you, of course, again, if you feel guided to a reading with me, then please, let me know if you have any questions, or go ahead into my website. And if you don't, then you don't. You might resonate with another reader. But I always send you love. I always appreciate your viewership. I appreciate those who share my messages, who like my videos, who send me comments about what my readings have been guiding them towards. It really brings me a lot of joy and a lot of happiness, because this is my mission, is to bring forward those divine messages, and those whether it's a channeling from spirit or just a simple message about how to change your life. Because again, we are not just spiritual beings, but we are also living a very physical life. We need to bring in our spirit into our physical life, and I'm here to bring that and help you with that. Also, check my Facebook group page, Soul Speak, because I channel things in it. Please share it, like it, join it, because I channel things as I go along, whatever I feel guided to. I channel different things. I channel sometimes things from the Divine Masculine, things from the Divine Feminine, whatever Spirit wants me to channel. I channel the full moon. I channel, even songs that I bring forward is also channeled, messages that I have to be bringing in. Everything has a meaning. Everything has to connect with our divine soul. Enjoy this month of March. Enjoy the spring coming forward with bringing life into your into your life. We need life into this life. Understand that you know, we're getting into more light days, and of course we are in the northern hemispheres, and the southern hemisphere is going to be getting into a different stage. Again, it's just a reflection. We are reflecting on each other. So enjoy the blessings of March, enjoy the blessings of what we're being guided to, and have a blessed, enjoyable, and send you love from my heart.